Welcome to the show. My first guest is Warren. And Warren, why are you here?
I'm here today because I met a girl a few years back, and she's claiming that her 7-year-old twin boys are mine, and I don't believe it.
And how long were you with this girl?
I was never had a relationship with her at all. It was a one-night stand.
Oh, it was a one-night stand.
Yeah. Well,
and
when I met her, she was with her boyfriend. We had the one-night stand, and when she found out she was pregnant, she was unsure who the father was. Now, when the children were born in 2001, she was so sure that her boyfriend was the father. He signed the birth certificate, gave them his last name, raised them for 4 years.
Did he know? Did he have knowledge that she had a one-night stand with you?
Yes. And he was so sure. He raised them for 4 years. And 4 years later, she calls me up and says, he's not the father, you are. And this is causing tremendous hardship financially on my family.
And how was she able to determine that?
She never did without a test. And somehow she got it ordered for me to pay child support.
Somehow?
Somehow she got it ordered.
So one day you didn't know, boom, here's a letter from somebody saying you got to pay.
You got to pay child support.
And without any testing or anything?
No testing at all.
And another man's on the birth certificate?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so what was your reaction? You get something saying you got to pay child support.
I was scared at first.
What were you scared of?
Well, in my state, you can get thrown in jail for not paying.
Yeah, but you just found out. You just got the letter, right?
Yeah, I got remarried. Well, I got married. We have a family. This is causing hardship on my family. They started deducting out of my pay stubs. I was getting $80 every 2 weeks. And with this economy, you can't survive on that. And
you were making $80 every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks after the child support was taken out.
Okay. You know that you, at one point, slept with this girl. You knew that somehow you knew she became pregnant, right?
Yep.
And did you say, could I possibly be the father of these children?
Yeah, she wasn't sure until they were born. And when they were born, she was so sure, he signed the birth certificate. And he gave them his last name.
And you said, whew.
Thank God.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
And so I'm out of here now.
I'm out of the picture.
I'm not gonna find out if these are actually my children. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just glad I'm off the hook.
Right.
That's real responsibility there, right? That's really taking responsibility.
Yeah, I think so.
You really do?
Possibly
your children, and you don't look into whether they really are, so you just take off and you're gone for 5 years.
No, she told me that they were his.
And again, my thing was, you didn't even look into, you knew being a man and that being sleeping with her possibly could be your children?
I thought so, yeah. Until he had said, these are my children. I signed the birth certificate.
And then you said, did you take a DNA test? Did you?
I never asked. We never really talked.
Why? Well, why would you? Because you had no relationship with him, did you?
And
you just slept with his girlfriend.
Yeah. I was, it was 8 years ago. I was young.
You were young?
I grew up since then.
Okay.
Got married, couple kids.
Couple kids. Everything's going great in your life now, right?
It was.
It was? What happened? Because now
when I started taking the child support out of my checks with the $80 every 2 weeks, my bills got behind. My electric bill, my gas bill, my rent. We were all on payment plans. My wife has to go against doctor's orders and get a full-time job. I stayed home with my daughters, so we can cover the bills and catch up.
And so this one-night stand calls you up out of the blue and says, guess what? You're the father of these twin boys.
And I said, I want a DNA test.
And what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping that they're not mine.
You're hoping that they're not yours.
And
what happens if they are your kids?
If they are, it'd be the best interest of the kids. She got remarried.
Well, no, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. To be the best interest of the kids at what?
Would be that her husband adopt them because she had asked me to sign over my rights to them if they are mine.
And you'd be okay with that?
It would be the best interest of the kids.
The best interest for the kids. You bring children into the world, and you want to just pass the responsibility in the best interest of who? Those children or your paycheck?
No, it'd be the best interest. It would be the best.
You know what? Why don't you do the rest of the show standing up telling your story?